breeze blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page lies, it's about to appear. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, and if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that was trying to hide. Look on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation. Yeah, here in Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation.
All right, everybody, what's up? Good morning. Happy Monday. I'm watching my new intro. Shelly said we've been working on ideas back and forth.
I don't know, man. I like this.
But the only thing I don't like about it, Shelly, I put the logo up there this morning, but the logo's already on the live. I didn't think about that, so I got to make a new one. I gotta take the repetitive weather page logo off the bottom. Maybe I'll put something else on the bottom. So more work to do. It's okay. Otherwise, I'll be bored. All right, so it's Monday. It's Monday morning. It is the unofficial official start of hurricane season. And why do I say that? Well, because what? Oh, laughing. Julie's laughing at Hunter. He snorts when he gets. We got the only French bulldog that purrs like a cat. Swear, the more you get Hunter excited, the more he purrs, just like a cat. So today we're going to talk about it. We start official NHC updates. They call them the twos. I don't know what that means, but we get into all that. So the season is close. Hunter's excited. So, hope everybody's doing good. We're going to say hello. This is our tradition. This is our daily brew. If you kind of new, we welcome back. We got people that are probably haven't been here in a while because they take the winter off. We talk tropics almost every single day during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We talk at night when there's a storm. We talk on the weekends when there's a storm. You can count on 9:19 a.m. at Eastern Time. It's been that way for 5 years. If you want to set your Alexa timer, that makes life a whole lot easier. Otherwise, we'll randomly put on there when we're at night. If you're a Brew Crew supporter of the page, especially the Cat 5s, you can sign into a texting service that we started last year. People love it. So anytime there's a new system, anytime that there's a new area of interest, and anytime we're doing a special live, I make sure to text you so you can stay glued to your PC and phone. Little perk for supporting our little crowd-funded thing here we call Mike's Weather Page. So, but anyway, we're gonna say hello. This is our daily brew brought to you by our good friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. We got the date locked in. I'm flying up to Kentucky to meet with the Jack Daniels people. Watch for that. We appreciate everything that they do here, especially in our great state of Florida. It was Mother's Day yesterday. Hope you had a great Mother's Day out there. Hope the moms got to enjoy some Bloody Marys and what do they call those things in the morning? Mimosas. And you better have bought them at ABC. All right, so here's the story. We're going to say hello to some folks. Look at that. May 15th. Look at that. Today is the day. I cannot believe it. Oh, man. So here we go. A couple minutes. We're going to say hi to people. And then we're going to get into what's going on in the weather world. Not a lot cooking. Going to talk a little bit more about hurricanes today. Mr. Tom Baffa, how's it going? Morning. Katie Haley, good morning. Say, hey, Katie Haley, we know you. She came to a meet and greet once. So did Mr. Eric. The Rays splitting that Yankee series 2-2. How about old Ross Chastain, you NASCAR fans? I was stirring a pot the other night talking about NASCAR, and maybe Ross listened. He ruffled feathers enough that we got some excitement out there now. We got people that love him. We got people that hate him. That's what we need in the sport. Right, Keisha? Happy Mother's Day. Hope you had a great day. So my little joke, Chris Hargis, what's up, buddy? We had a couple fires up here. Yeah, no, we had 2 fires. We saw you in the fire trucks yesterday. Listen, we're in a drought. Listen, I sound like Justin Dangley. Or Danger. Why did I say Dangley? Justin Danger. Listen, did you know that the Florida West Coast is in a drought? Serious drought. Got dry. I'm going to check to see if we're under a red alert today because we got very dry skies across west central Florida. So it is May 15th. Yep, R.E. Riggs. What's up, Kiki? How you doing? Supporter, I appreciate that. David Bruns, what's up? Christine Carlson. Good morning, Mr. Jonathan from the Carolinas. Stacy Wilson. Hubby let you sleep all day. That sounds like more about a... Where's Mama going? We got garage door being worked on, so if you hear any weird noises or the dogs go crazy. Our 14-year-old garage door took a poop. Oh, Louie, come here. He's going to start growling. Grass is dead everywhere. Man, lakes are drying up. I don't know what's going on. I've never seen some of these retention ponds so low around me. But you know what? Mother Nature works out. So we do have a little bit to talk about the tropics. Stay tuned for that. I can't believe it. We've been talking about this area coming up off the Bahamas, merging with an approaching front might bring a little low pressure towards the end of the week. So you will get your tropics fix here in a minute. But anyway, this is new. They started this last year, May 15th. That's today. Kind of confusing, right? Official tropical season doesn't begin until June the 1st. I don't know. Heck, did you see that over the weekend? They announced that a system back in January. Oh, we talked about it Friday. A system in January they designated number 1 because it looked tropical. It smelt tropical. It was tropical, but it didn't take the name. So the first name on the list this year is going to be Arlene. Let's go back over here to the page. On the very, very top here, I have storm names. If you haven't figured it out yet, anything you ever need is on the website. You just got to find it. First name is Arlene, right here. See, Arlene. That's the first name on the list. So Arlene officially was born, but she wasn't given her name yet. So we still have Arlene to come. All right, there's our official mug, by the way. This is like our fifth year in a row with our official I Need My Louie in the Morning. And I started with Hunter. Imagine that. Oh, finish the story with Louie, then we'll get right into... but Sarah had to get a crown put in. One of her baby teeth does not have an adult tooth underneath it, so they want to protect it. So we had to get a crown on the bottom tooth, and she's not doing really good right now. So... she looks like she's in, they gave her, medicine, and she's over there. They said her mouth's all numb. She's kind of like hanging kind of like low right now. I could tell she's a little confused. They're like, don't chew your cheek. So she's kind of, all right. So Louie was over there, by the way. Louie knew something was wrong because she's not at school. All right. So here's another graphic I posted. Today is the first day of routine issuance of the Atlantic Basin Outlook. It gets updated every day, 2 a.m., 8 a.m., 2 p.m., every 12 hours, 2 and 8, 2 and 8, 2 and 8. That's Eastern time zone. I feel bad for the folks living in CDT because everything's Eastern. You guys are kind of excluded, but it's 2 Eastern. There you go. And last but not least, I've been teasing this. We do have a new shirt. 2-sided shirt this year. I had to go up a couple bucks. Everything costs more money. Two-sided shirts cost more money. So it's a few bucks more than our normal shirt. Everybody wanted a double printed shirt. So we got a cool new logo. The theme this year, as the shirt says, is it only takes one. No more bring it on this year. It only takes one. Because that is the theme of every season lately. It seems like we have that one system that gets everybody going. So there you go. So there, it's on the store. It's two-sided. We got a cool logo on the front. We got our normal logo on the front, our new logo for 2024, MWP, and then the back's got the names of all the storms, starting with Arlene, Brett, Cindy, Dawn, Emily, Franklin, Gert, Harold, Adelia, Jose, Katia, Lee, Margot, Nigel, Ophelia, Felipe, Renee, Sean, Tammy, Vince, and Whitney. Those are our names this year. So check it out. Hope you like it. And it's Talking Tropics. My good buddy Eric Burris. I like the guy a lot. He's got this graphic from channel number 2, West News. May systems. Look at that. There has been a lot of May systems over the year. We talk about this a lot. May is very common to get tropical systems. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that we get May systems. So we'll get into that. Let's start talking weather here. How about that? Jody, I said the name's good. I stuttered on a couple of them. What's up, Harold? Yay, new shirt. Yeah, thanks, guys. Everybody likes the yearly shirts. I don't know. Hopefully it works. I got mine in the mail. Oh, I was supposed to wear it today, and I forgot. I'll go get it, I guess. So we hope you tune in here all season long. Mike's Weather Page. Just another source. Nothing's official. I had to, make sure it's known that I'm not a real meteorologist. I respect the meteorology world. I respect the National Weather Service. I'm starting to know a lot of those folks. I know a lot of people at the National Hurricane Center now. I know a lot of folks at FEMA. Respect them all. Really good friends of mine now. It's amazing how many of them appreciate what we do here. And we are in it for the same reason, to send information. You all have a bazillion places to go to get info. I just provide a unique outlook on things, a little bit of opinion, a little bit of gut, a lot of models, and, people like it. So we appreciate you coming here. We'll be here all season for you. Anytime I make a camping trip, guess what? We get a storm. I'm going to the Gulf Jam the end of May. Here we go. That is my predictor. Whenever we decide to take a family vacay, systems erupt. So let's hope it's not true, especially for my buddy Mark up there at Panama City Beach. But that's where we're heading in a couple weeks. So anyway, here we go. We're streaming live on YouTube. That's brought to you by our good friends at All Dry Services. They're across the whole country. Big fans of our page, located headquartered here in Florida. We're streaming live there. You can always go back and watch it. And, of course, I mentioned ABC and our good buddies here, Done Right Roofing here locally, Pinellas Pasco, and Hillsboro for all your roofing needs. They're good supporters of our area, especially Palm Harbor where I grew up. So that's pretty cool. But all right, so anyway, let's talk about the tropics. And weather-wise, it's very quiet. We got the Texas blob. Texas got a lot of rain the last few days. Very persistent pattern over there. High pressure has been locked in over us here, which allows all that juice to kind of stay over there on the western Gulf, Texas side. Same thing is going to happen again today. We can see it with the water vapor loop. Let's take a good shot here at the water vapor loop. So we got dry air in place over the Florida Peninsula, and that's going to persist here for another couple of days. Not a lot of moisture out there to work with. Here's the latest. Yellows are dry air. Look at that. All this dry air across southeast. We got this funky little spinach here I'm going to show here. Low pressure setting up. Talked about this yesterday. You can see it clear as day. And that could make its way up here. Maybe we'll see. This is going to be interesting to watch. There's nothing tropical right now, but you just, May 15th. You never know. But it's yellow and orange is dry air. That's why it's no rain pretty much in the forecast, especially across the Florida Peninsula, which we need. But you can see all this moisture has been pushing itself across Texas, kind of bubbling up from the Gulf. They've had a lot of rain. storms the next few days. We always go to the Storm Prediction Center real quick. This is, middle U.S., marginal today. Tomorrow, it's going to slide. We got a little more viewing audience over here tomorrow. This is Tuesday. Tennessee, Carolina there a little bit of tornado action here in the green, mainly wind and hail possibly from thunderstorms. There you go. So that's tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, normal stuff. Really nothing in the long range. So nothing brewing long range that we got to talk about with that. But let's dive into tropical tidbits. This is our tradition. We go to tropical tidbits. This is how we usually sniff out tropical systems. We look for consistency. We look at weather patterns, high pressures, low pressures, look at ensembles, history, shear, all that good stuff. Shelly wants a commercial. We've had fired. We had two. We had two in the last couple of days. I want to go into that a little bit at the end, showing the drought map. Chris, yeah, they don't know. We smelled the one. I think it was Friday. Julie smelled the smoke. I went out back. I smelled it. I was a little worried. Then I heard a helicopter, and then I saw it on the news. So the first one was a 3-acre one. I think the one yesterday, I seen all the Hillsborough County trucks and stuff were on the racetrack side. So I assume that's what was going on. Dealana Parker, I do agree with you. I don't know if it seems the weather is more active. Don't know scientifically if it is. But we did have a stretch from 92 Andrew to about 04. There really wasn't anything too consistent. And then we had 2004, all the way to middle 2015, 16 there. So, and then it seems like lately, we've had a storm every season that's kind of defined the season. A lot of storms. Harvey and Laura and Sally, Michael, Ian and Ida, and Zeta and Florence. Who did I miss? So every season we've been defined a little bit more. I don't know. We'll see this year. Water, I believe, is a big factor. The waters are warmer than normal right now. So that's just simple fact. That's 30-year averages. It doesn't. Nobody knows what it was a bazillion years ago. I'm just saying. I don't get into climatology. I don't get into chemtrails. I don't get into all that stuff. I don't know enough about it. I just know that this pattern of warmer water is sometimes a 20, 40-year cycle. 70s and 80s, we were in a cooler cycle with the water. So now we're in a warmer cycle. We'll see 20, 30 years from now if we're back to a cooler cycle. Then we'll say, yeah. But all we know is right now the waters are warmer than they were 20, 30 years ago. And that might be just enough to, look what happened with Fort Lauderdale a couple weeks ago, right? That warm Gulf Stream just helped continuously fuel storms, right? I put a little tidbit out today. A really interesting tidbit talking about this from the National Weather Service. They shared this tidbit. Florida rainy season. Bermuda High sets up, right? Big high pressure system of the Atlantic, funneling in tropical moisture right towards the state of Florida. Sea surface is around 82 degrees. That allows water to start bubbling up. That's your fuel source. Moisture loft increases because of that. Surface dew points increase, basically humidity. So all that stuff is your fuel. Today starts the official kind of rainy season today. So, but it's not going to be rainy today. It's the official start, but it's not the start. All right, so we go tropical tidbits. Let me show you what's brewing. All right, let's zoom in. So we love tropical tidbits. Levi site, we link it a lot. I got it linked in the app, and we love it. But so we got this lingering low pressure. We always look here. This is the area we're going to watch, and we're going to watch a front that comes down. This is really weird that we're talking about tropics already, May 15th, right? So this little low be interesting to watch, and then we got a little bit of spinner coming up. So basically, toward the end of the week, we're going to be watching kind of this whole general area right here. And let's look at exactly what I'm talking about. So we know there's a low kind of setting up down there. You can see it. It's very more mid-level low. Let's go to 500 millibar. I just assumed it was. I haven't even looked yet. Yeah, there you go. So you can see it. Mid-level low. I was hoping it'd start. I was hoping it was the first day of unofficial hurricane season, and I'd strike one. But there you go. There's your upper level low. You can see it right here. Lows spin counterclockwise. And look, I mean, it's very broad, but it's really interesting, right? There's your winds coming in. There's your winds coming down. So we got a really broad low. You can take a look at it all kinds of ways. Let's, I don't know. What would be the best way to look at it? Like how we were showing this water vapor loop's pretty good. You kind of see it. Let's zoom in more to Florida here, though, because it's kind of neat. So we got, obviously a lot of folks down there in the Caribbean that watch, might be in the Bahamas and whatnot. So let's take a look at, this might be a good one. I don't know. I should have known better. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it spinning. Just kind of concentrate on Florida right here. Super zoom. Look, see it? That's kind of neat. Look at this right here. Nothing tropical. Now, years ago, I really didn't understand anything about weather. I still really don't, but I'm learning. But that's a mid-level low anyway. Sometimes they can work their way down to the surface. Takes a while. But check it out. Bringing in some juice across the lower Bahamas there, across Cuba, right here. Big old juice. So we'll keep an eye on that. You never know. There's a lot of wind shear above. It's not really a surface low, but that's if you see spinach, that's why. Hey, you know what I did today? Talking about garage, keep my Furman generator. I fired it up. I bought my trickle charger, Shelly. A little trick. All these Furmans are awesome. They got a remote start, push button start. No more cranking them things. But the batteries go dead sometimes. So every few months you got to run them. So I was so happy today, man. I pushed a button, ran. I rolled it out. I didn't run it in the garage. Don't ever run your generator in the garage, because you know what? Most of your ACs are in the garage, and they get in the AC systems. The next thing you know, it's pumping carbon dioxide through your house. Keep away, way far away from the house. All right. So let's take a look. So GFS, we don't use the GFS much. So I got a scorecard this year like we did last year. GFS was terrible last year. We'll look at all the models. But here's basically through the week. Midweek, this was all showing up last week. General low pressures across the southeast. This could help bring some rain. Not a lot of rain expected the next couple of days, but through the midweek, we could just see generally low pressures here across the south. There is a front coming up. You can still see remnants of this mid-level low, and it just makes sense. Everything just kind of lingers around, and then towards the first part of the weekend, GFS doing GFS things. So you're going to start seeing people share this. This would be next week. I myself was probably guilty a lot over the years sharing single model runs. Gets everybody excited. They'll see this, they'll share it, and get everybody worked up. Problem is, from run to run, it's going to be a lot different. So here's overnight run. So you just got to be real careful this time of year sharing anything from the GFS especially. But what I wanted to bring up is that this midweek low pressure area, is trying to maybe spin something up. I don't know. But as that graphic was I showed you from Eric Burris, very common in May to have stuff from old fronts. They call them lingering fronts, tails of fronts. And the waters are warm in the western Atlantic. So that definitely, So anyway, that's what the GFS is doing. I look at all models. We look at ensembles. We look at tropical probabilities. We look at patterns. What I am seeing is a mid-level low down here, juicing things up in the Bahamas the next few days. Let's take a look at our good buddy, the Euro, and go to the 00Z. There's your lingering low pressure tomorrow. This is Tuesday. Midweek, there's a frontal line coming in. And, it just kind of lingers off the coast here through the week. This is late week, Thursday, Friday. Week. This is next weekend. So, nothing's really showing. Now, here's what the GFS was showing next week. Now, we get into next week, and look, that persistent low from the frontal kind of hangs around. So, yes, confidence is there. Two things. One, we have a mid-level low that could bring kind of some unsettled weather toward the end of the week, midweek, end of the week. This thing gets pulled up with a frontal line. And then next week, this old frontal line kind of lingers down here, and, we'll just casually keep an eye on it. Very weak signature, but it's interesting. You know, there's next Saturday. Here's our mid-level low today. It's just going to kind of linger, kind of maybe get pulled up to this frontal line toward the end of the week. You know, nothing. There's that little spot here next weekend, and then it just kind of sits there. See it? You can see a little spinach, right? Very weak, but this is next Friday, Saturday. So that mid-level low gets pulled up that approaching front, and just a little bit gets left behind. And we'll see. And then, like I said, next week there's this whole broad and leading low system. So nothing solid, but it's enough to talk about. All right, let's go look at now we look at the Icon. I love, as you guys know, I love the Icon. It's a German model. It doesn't go quite as far out as the others. But here's our mid-level low, Tuesday, Wednesday, right here hanging off Western Atlantic. And it kind of gets wrapped up there. Now, see, you can really see here what's cooking here with the rains. Here's that front coming down Wednesday. And then just all kinds of sloppy mess here off the East Coast. So, you know, I didn't even want to talk about it yet because it's kind of not enough confidence. But here's, Friday. There's the tail end of the low, 10-12. So, nothing to worry about. We like to look ahead at what's happening in the weather world and kind of get a feel of possibilities of where to look. Here's a euro. See, this is Friday. This is enough to talk about. I mean, this front lingers here. This is Wednesday, and look, this kind of bubbles up a little bit. So again, I mentioned it, I think, over the weekend. End of the week, mid-Atlantic, we could see a little tropical juice here pulling up from the Atlantic. So a couple of the runs yesterday, here's a 12Z, kind of showed it right here. Yesterday's overnight Sunday run, kind of showing it linger and then pulling off. So if anything, end of the week, possible weekend, mid-Atlantic, leftover mid-level low that tries to get, cooking. So that's that. Not worried about it right now. There's really nothing. We look at things like, we look at, ensemble models, and there's really nothing showing. There's a few here and there and there and here. I like this trouble probability map. Sometimes it shows stuff. This is a Euro probability map. Even trouble depression is not showing anything, so there you go. But as far as rains go, right? There's a good chance this weekend. Some of this, I bet you that's on the long-range surface charts too. I would almost bet you. Let's take a lookie. And as we learned, you got to go to 00Z. They haven't fixed this yet, but I've learned finally that it's not that it doesn't work. It's because you got to go 00Z, not 12Z. Later in the week, let's go Wednesday. There you go. This is Wednesday, Thursday. All that frontal juice pulls up whatever's down there, and just kind of lingers off the coast. This is Thursday. Friday, there's your low, frontal low. This is Friday. Carolinas, I mean, nothing organized, but they're showing it now. This is Saturday. Yeah, see, look at that. There's Sunday low. See. There you go. So we'll keep an eye on it. Could be a little juicy for the end of the week for our mid-Atlantic friends, especially windy. Let's take a look at the windy map. A lot of boaters out there. Take a look at what the windy map's showing for end of the week winds on, I guess we could look probably, see, there you go. There's that little bubble, see? There's our little baby. So Bobby Blobby says bubble bump if she's even in here. Here's our good buddy Yo Hell. What's up, man? Evacuation. Oh, yeah, we never, Shelly's over talking evacuations over on YouTube. We never, I will say this. Good advice I heard from the NHC or somebody about evacuating. I don't know if it was an opinion. I don't know if it was official. But evacuations, a lot of it's based on water, right? Around 90% of all hurricane fatalities are water related. Inland flooding, surge. So if you get away from the water, chances are better that things are going to be okay. So the suggestion I heard was to evacuate away from the coast online. Obviously, if you get away from that surge, that's a big step in preparing yourself. That doesn't mean drive all the way to Colorado unless you want to. Just get away from the water. And what we learned is low-lying areas, places that flood, rivers, you don't want to really be hanging out. So, that's times now where they say get a plan almost in your head, like, okay, where am I going to go? Like Tampa Bay is going to get another scare, with a major hurricane. Where are you going to go? 99% of the people I know that went to Orlando said, oh my God, the hurricane chased me there. So look at history. Storms, go certain ways. So do you go south? It might turn like I always say, any storm that's supposed to bend toward the peninsula, I say go to the Panhandle. Have some fun up at Margaritaville, and but it's always it's tough. I mean, it's tough. The good advice my dad said, which I also heard, is always have a half tank of gas in your car at all times. Always, especially during hurricane season, because as you know, man, gas shortages happen, especially when there's panic. And man, if you're on empty, at least when you have a half tank of gas, you can still drive pretty far. And I guess in today's world, I should say a half-charged battery. Make sure you have a half tank of gas and a half-charged battery. As I'm contemplating getting a Tesla. Just because I like Elon and I love the bells and whistles. And it's a practical car for Julie, driving around town. Katie, where's the ITCZ? Great question. I guarantee it's way south. Ruth says, don't use River Road. Yeah. Storm chasing flashback. We're driving on a road that's completely underwater. Completely underwater. We're using a spotlight to see the lines in the road. I asked Phil, where the heck are we? And he's like, River Road. I'm like, why are we on a road called River Road? They named it River Road for a reason. I'm like, there wasn't a lot of options. But I'm like, what are we doing on a river road? This is Friday night, by the way. This is that low just kind of hanging off the coast. So Friday could get quite windy if you're boating across the Outer Banks and whatnot. There's that little bubble. Interesting, right? So you look at things like shear and stuff. There's going to be a lot of wind shear. Anytime you have a frontal line come down, you get a lot of wind shear. Sometimes systems can form off of frontal lines. Barclonic something or other. I don't know. The fronts actually help. It's kind of like the ITCZ line, which Katie just brought up. That's your intertropics convergence zone, which typically later in the season, it's really far south. It's not even hardly there right now. You can barely see it, but it's right here. Usually the ITC line, well, not that far up, probably more like by there. Usually this line occurs monsoon trough line, and you get a lot of winds coming in like this, and just any wave that comes in off of Africa gets a little help spinning, Shelly, I still got your tops. Look, there's your top. See, these things start spinning. They get a little winds from the top, and they get a little winds from the bottom, and next thing you know, they start spinning. It's so silly. It works. That's what happens. So what they're talking about early season stuff, obviously, we get a lot of dust this time of year. It's very common. It doesn't let up until, I don't know, later July, August, I think. So a lot of Saharan air dust this time of year, very common. Don't get wrapped up in the hype about, oh my God, there's a lot of sow, because there's always a lot of dust early season. It's a big talking point, but we don't look towards the Cape Verde season this time of year. You look at, this is, I wish it would update. These are up only to 2015. But, for example, the end of June, one system in 150 years plus formed out here. So this area is usually shut down early, all the way to the end of June, actually. And then, as we get into July, you start getting a few more. Remember, this is over 100 and some years. But then we start getting them here at the end of July, maybe. But then August kicks in. Look at all the systems forming out here in the Atlantic. So, real quick, too, since we got people just popping in, at bottom, so the reason, if you go to my site and there's this big old gap of nothing, this is where I usually put all the tropical stuff. Whenever we have a system, this will be all tropical stuff. pertaining to that system. But on the bottom here, we have a 2022 system, but then you click here to past hurricane seasons. And I'm going to click on 18 and show you something here real quick. So 18 really describes a lot about our season now. Not as far as predictions go, but what we could possibly see for this year. So you've already heard the buzz about El Nino. It's very strong El Nino. Some strong El Nino years really shut down the Atlantic season. So they don't really know how that's going to affect our season because the water anomalies are so hot. So a lot of chit chat. They don't, nobody really knows. Last year was supposed to be a very active season and it wasn't. So even the best guess sometimes is wrong. So not knocking anybody. I just think Mother Nature, that's why we all love this, right? Things do what they're not supposed to do, right? Storms turn, storms dissipate, storms just, we've seen storms head into Texas that ingested dry air and just overnight went from a Cat 5 to nothing. Or 4, I don't remember, but you know what I'm saying. But, so 18, very interesting year. So again, it only takes one. But we look at this area right here. This area right here, there's very little action in the Caribbean. So when you get an El Nino year, you get a lot of wind shear across the Caribbean. And we've backtracked so many storms here over the years, looking back at this area here. And this really shows you what El Nino can do. So red is a hurricane. This system here were hurricanes. And look, once they got into this wind shear, they weakened from a hurricane to a tropical storm. So great for our friends in the Lesser Antilles, the whole Caribbean there, as hopefully El Nino does El Nino things and shuts down storms that try to enter. But the other thing we got to worry about is two things, this and that. So this is rapid intensification in the Gulf, which unfortunately we know Michael did. So it was kind of in a window outside this shear zone. Homegrown systems, definitely during El Nino years, all kinds of action in the Gulf of Mexico. 2004 was an El Nino year. We know that. Charlie and Ivan went through this, but Gene and Francis came across the top. So this is the theme. Andrew, Dorian began the year as strong El Ninos. They went around the top. Gene and Francis went around the top. Florence went around the top. So two zones to watch. Always watch, but more it seems like during El Nino years. The Western Atlantic and, of course, Gulf and maybe a little bit of the Western Caribbean. So I'm really curious how that plays out looking back at history. Like I said, the waters are hot. That's the number one reason that they're still saying we're going to have an active season. Just looking at water anomalies, especially in the Atlantic, way warmer than normal. They're all talking about they're baffled about this section of the main development region, how warm it is compared to average. This is your departure from normal, Celsius, but let's go flip it to U.S. because I don't understand Celsius, other than it's a good drink. But everything's 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 degrees above normal out here in the Atlantic. So we'll watch this if it persists or not. There's a lot of chat. There could be a Tut setting up. That's tropical upper jet stream, basically, that brings a lot of wind shear. Nobody really knows. But, bottom line is, we got a little cool down lately. But monthly, it's still warm. This will warm up quick, especially now that we have a high pressure overhead. But generally, the Gulf's been 2 to 3 to 4 degrees above normal, especially along the coast here. Florida's like 3 to 4 to 5 degrees above normal. Tropical intensity maps showing that, below the surface already getting hot. A lot of this is fueled by the Gulf Stream, but, there you go. So, welcome to May 15th, and we're glad you're here. Spread the word. Mike's weather page. Here's your 5-day rain map. We'll just leave this up here. I guess I really don't know what else to leave up there. These are 5-day rains, just kind of showing you. So, see, here's West Central Florida. Now, we got a lot of people in Florida. I will show you this real quick. Just kind of showing what's going on here in Florida. we are in a drought, and Thursday we get a new update. I'm wondering if we even go higher than red, which I don't know when the last time that happened ever. But as far as rains go, I guess we'll look at WPC here. We'll look at Florida. We'll look at total precip. So, today, the Zippo, maybe, well, let's go to 24-hour maps so we can kind of really get a picture. So going into Tuesday, maybe some faint, down south. Those always Everglades, but very little, man, across the whole middle peninsula. Tomorrow, we go to Wednesday. Man, look at that. Nothing. 3 days of nothing. Thursday, I mean, all the way to Sunday? Like, are you kidding me? This is rainfall to next Monday morning. And we could have Zippo across the whole Florida west coast. Now, that's not good at all. A whole another 7 days of nothing. We go to the drought map here, which is hard to spell. This is where we're at currently. A new map comes out on Thursday. But this red is extreme. And orange is severe. Moderate across the whole peninsula. But that's pretty significant for Florida to have that for sure. Now, everybody says, it doesn't rain in May. It doesn't. You're correct. But if you look back at history, you can look back here. Let's go to Florida. I mean, yeah, we are not in our rainy season. You're right. But look at the 90-day average. Regardless if it's rainy season or not, 90-day averages 5, 6, 7, 8 inches below normal across everybody in red. Everybody red's at least 4 to 5 inches below normal in the last 3 months. So that's just based on normal rains. Everybody in Florida, look at Panama's down a couple, Tallahassee 5.9 inches. So this is the last 3 months. We're down. I don't know if we have a red warning up today, red flag warning or not. No, I bet you we might, though. It's going to be interesting to see if we get a red flag warning or not. Tomorrow, maybe. You look at things like humidity. Tomorrow, let's just look at humidity for tomorrow. Kind of get I think it's got to be in the 20s and 30% range. Plus, you got to have some wind in order to have a red flag warning, because it takes wind to spread fires. And I don't know, afternoon, man, we're going to be in the 30-40% range here. To see, this is low humidity today. I mean, very low humidity today across west central Florida. This is like 30% humidity. Tonight we'll have a little bit overnight as normal, and then tomorrow more of the same. So, and you can see that too by looking at for fun here, dry air from the Euro. Kind of look at simulated water vapor loop here. You can kind of see it, what's going on. You can just see this persistent dry air. There's a big chunk coming in Friday. See, here's that low. This is that Friday juice leftover. See it right here? But there's a lot of dry air on Friday, Saturday this week. Oh my goodness. Good for us. We're playing softball, But as we talked about with wind shear, you go to Tropical Tidbits here, and you can just kind of see Conal US and just kind of look at, actually, I think we got to go tropical. So we'll go tropical Western Atlantic, and then we can look at 200, 500 wind shear right here. There's 200 wind shear. Look at 850. There's a little pocket, actually. Interesting. So this is Saturday. There could be a little pocket of light wind shear. This is that whole general area this weekend we're watching. Yeah, even the Euro is showing a little light wind shear. You never know. I don't like wind shear maps. This is so unpredictable. Anyway, all right. Enough rambling. Celsius is good. What's up, yo? Yeah, it is good, man. Mike Soul, what's up, buddy? Yep, a lot of educated guesses. Mother Nature does what she wants. I guess you can only go by history, right? You look at just patterns and analog gears. They go back to looking at where we're at now and where the things are. Highs are set. I remember last year the high pressure was set a little bit more to the northeast. It seemed like waves were coming off a little higher latitude. Hopefully I said latitude right, not longitude. Running into all that sow, drying up. Remember we had a whole longest stretch almost in forever, July and August last year with no named systems. Everything was just getting eaten up by dry air and whatever else. So that was not predicted. So you just never know. Nobody knows. Hope you have a good day, Eric. You got it, buddy. Will, I agree. Tough year for the lawn care guys. I agree, man. Well, unless you're paying monthly. Then it's a good day. Good year. Doesn't matter if it rains or not. You're still paying. Oh, my goodness. What else can we talk about? Christine, your heart's pounding. Fort Myers. Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, just be prepared. I mean, sucks. Beth had a good question. Sargasm. Nobody knows. One theory was it could block the sun and cool the water. The other theory was it could absorb the sun and warm the water. MT Mapes, what's up? Thank you for that. Things got a little rowdy Saturday night too, by the way. I don't know, man. I had to delete a couple posts. I've never really had anybody that mad at me before. It's just Mike's weather page. It ain't like nothing official. That's what I love about it. Water temps, Tom, they just go off a 30-year average. I think they're at 91 to 2020 now. Every 10 years, they update their 30-year average. So we're now, I believe, in 91 to 2020 averages. So it's just a 30-year, based on the last 30 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe it is. Oh, I deleted stuff. No, I just... Fired up my NASCAR buddies. It's all right. We can all have an opinion. Opinions are great. Shelly will tell you, I love people that disagree with me. I love it. I think it's great. I don't delete people. I got people all the time. You delete people when you don't agree. No. We delete people when they start drama. And Facebook tells us to do that. They're like, you don't want drama, and it brings down our page. Everybody's so fragile with social media. We can't afford to lose our page or anything. So when it comes down to it's content. 99% of the people I meet don't even comment. Most important thing on my page, by the way, everybody, it's let everybody know this. It really means a lot to me. I actually added red up here. See this? See Mike's daily post. Everything that I post is right here. And it's so simple to use. All you got to do is scroll down, and everything that I post or retweet that I think is important is right here. And it's in chronological order. So, and especially in hurricane season, if you don't use social media right, you'll see a post from 2 days ago and think it's today because you don't see 2D on there. Social media randomly, even on Twitter I've learned now lately, they randomly throw posts up there that might be 24 hours old, and it's so old. It's frustrating because 2 days ago we might have had a rain chance, right? So yesterday I knew we didn't have a rain chance, and I saw a couple of my local Mets sharing future rain for thunderstorms for night. That was for the night before, but I saw it, and it said 24 hours. They posted it the day before, not yesterday. So your first glance, you're like, oh my God, it's going to rain tonight. But if you didn't see 24 hours ago, then, so it's tough. It's just tough. So this whole Mike's post thing, because it's important to keep up with the latest model runs. You don't want to see yesterday's models runs. You want to kind of get a feeling of where things are trending, where they're going. Maybe you like to see things develop. We have this windshield wiper effect, so your most recent data is always your best. And you can see it there. And especially on my app. My app's very simple, very easy to use. The weather page is obviously on there for nothing, but, I do charge for it because they charge through the roof for me. My God, everything goes up. But really, the coolest two things on the app are, you can't really see it, Daily Brew and Mike's Post. You can watch the Daily Brew live on your phone. Let me make sure it works. I haven't checked in a while. Thank goodness. Yeah, I had to go through hoops on YouTube to get this to be able to work. But look how clear this is. This is so awesome.
My God, everything goes up.
You can watch the whole thing.
But really, the coolest two things on the app.
And you go back and watch it. And then the second thing, which I really, really love more than anything, is the post thing. If you go to Mike's Post, I got to add apostrophe on that thing. I don't look that good. There's all the posts. And like I said, you can scroll and see everything. Very simple. And not get all lost in the shuffle because, we're kind of at the mercy of the algorithms and what people see. And not everybody sees everything. Trust me. I got 1 million followers, but we don't have 1 million people seeing posts. I can tell you that. I have a lot more people seeing posts on the website because that's where everybody goes, but not all 1 million people sees everything. Just because you got 1 million doesn't mean anything, honestly. Sometimes I think it hurts us. Sometimes I wonder if we started with a fresh page, if it would be all active people and it would get more algorithm. Algorithm. So I got to work on my intro a little better. Anyway. Brian, good question. Brian asked a great question. What are the predictions for Gulf states? Well, Colorado State, which I have their link up here in the very top. It's hard to find. CSU, top left. They have a great tropical page. They did have I don't even know where to find it. I'm going to see if I can find it. Let's see. Forecasting. Let's see. No, 2013 forecast. They have a percentage of place of they have a new forecast that comes out June 1st. They had one April, so we have a new forecast in a couple weeks. Full forecast. Let's take a look at the full forecast. So they do have a percentage breakdown of here it comes of areas. I never share it, but they do have a percentage breakdown of statistical areas that they feel. This is their explanation here. They're going into El Nino, La Nina, Gulf temperatures, ACE. See if I can find it for you. I'm kind of curious now myself if it's even on here. There is a percentage of areas. Of course, it's probably not on this one now. I probably went right by it. It's such a long report. Oh, there we go. You want percentage? Here you go. I don't even know how they come up with this. Hey, what you ask, you get. Look at that. I got it all. Well, no, they got it all. I can find it all. It's just hard to find sometimes. All right, so there's your percentages. Screenshot it. Take it for whatever it's worth. Highest percentages: Louisiana, North Carolina, Florida, 58%. Major hurricane, 30% for Florida, 15 Louisiana. I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand. Texas, 60. That's a surprise for Texas, though. So their percentages, 2023 probability. I need to screenshot that. That's a great image I should put on there. So your lowest chances for hurricane chances are Delaware and Maine. Did you know that? So they're saying the highest percentage for hurricane passing within what I don't even know what their distances are. 50 miles would be number one, Florida, 58%. Number two would be tied for North Carolina and Louisiana at 40. Third on the list would be Texas at 38. Tied for Georgia's 32%. That's interesting. And then South Carolina and Mississippi at 30%. Alabama 29%. Where the hell is Mississippi at? 30%. Yes. Virginia 20. It kind of makes sense. Florida, obviously. I mean, it sticks out like a sore thumb, right? So, best place to go hurricane season would be New Hampshire. Oh my God. I'm going to save this picture. Post it later. So, all right, so more. We try to go about an hour on these things, ramble on. We'll see if there's any last minute things. Mark says the red ants are bad. I was checking out Tropical Storm Fred up in the Panhandle, and when I parked around Cape San Blas, is it Blas or Blas? Blas, Cape San Blas, Blas. Stepped into a puddle of red ants. Like, it was awful. Like, they all clustered together, and I stepped right into it. What's up, Tom? How's the old world treating you, man? Good morning, Lydia. Is that your name? Lydia? Lydia? Good to see you. Like your little diamond. Good morning. Amanda, morning. See, yeah, I got to everybody. It looks like. Mike, I agree. So the theme, hey, the theme is stick to the NHC. They have charts that show that they have the most accurate forecast over the years as far as ranges go. And I don't deny. Walt, thank you. You're welcome. Katie's coming down to Shelly's neck of the woods. You're welcome, Lisa Reed. Any Daytona plans? Fireman tent. I don't know. Depends on the hurricanes, I guess. It's kind of hard to plan anything. We do Talladega though. Talladega. So last thing too, by the way, listen, posts are everywhere. You can get all the information on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, website more than anything. So don't ever feel like one's over the other. Our brew crew is just a fun little area. I don't have any important information on the brew crew side except I post more family stuff, more thoughts. I always post on the brew crew side things I'm thinking before public because I can be wrong in there a lot. So we post in there more long range stuff. Yeah. So, and you get a lot of perks. So appreciate that for everybody signing up. Oh, Furman tent. Furman. Well, Furman with an E is fireman. So anyway, all right. So hey, we'll be live tomorrow. Believe it or not, I still gotta figure out Wednesday. I gotta do a presentation 7:30 to 8:30 on Wednesday. That could mess things up. I don't know. Haven't decided yet on Wednesday. It'd be so ironic. Our first week going every day, and then I don't go Wednesday. And then the end of the month, I'm going to be at the Golf Jam. That's already been planned. It's family vacation. Sorry, no live that week of the official start of the season. But I will be up there with my computers and stuff if we have to. No worries there. It's just the home studio. And I think we're leaving Tuesday, so it's probably going to be like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. I do a big yawn, so anyway. All right. Well, we appreciate you tuning in as always. Keep it locked in right here for the year. We're going to be here every step of the way as always. We love doing it. We'll be doing the afternoon YouTube quickies when stuff happens. Maybe I'll do one today. Those are usually posted around 5 p.m. and I upload them on online. I'll post it and we'll send out a notification to the Cat 5s when we do a YouTube quickie. And of course I got some stuff on TikTok and stuff. So boom. All right. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. And we will see you tomorrow.